One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Hey Warrior, welcome to episode number 118 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm Dennis Simsek, and today I'll be going over the secret to a peaceful mind. Before I do that, head on over to anxietyexit.com and learn more about the number one CBT-based program for your anxiety today. So the idea for this podcast came to me when I was asked a couple of questions by people referring to Dennis. How do I create a peaceful mind? I feel like my mind is in chaos. I feel like my emotions are all out of whack. And I feel like the vision for my life is not even clear. Are you going through that right now in your life? Ask yourself that question. Does everything seem very overwhelming and chaotic? If that's what's going on, today's episode is for you, my friend. So, we are slaves to our external circumstances. In today's world, it's very, very difficult to find a peaceful mind, to even know what a peaceful mind is. I mean, what the hell is a peaceful mind? A lot of people have touched on it throughout their entire lives, but have never been able to maintain it for too long because they rely on the outside world to feed them good things and bad things. It decides how you feel for the majority of people. Through Stoicism, I realized that there are two things that are very important to achieving a peaceful mind. Number one is understand what you're in control of and what you're not in control of. And number two, be less judgmental. So, unconscious judgments are going to happen. Okay, they're going to happen. Your sensory organs takes in information and tries to make out what that information means. It tries to put the puzzle pieces together to create a reality. That's normal. But when you begin to understand that your emotions run your life, then you can dictate how you feel and which labels are correct and which ones are not. This takes a high amount of self-awareness and self-consciousness because your emotions are your GPS. It will tell you whether you are in line with what you want or out of line with what you want. Everything is based around a feeling. So the secret to a peaceful mind is this. Don't be too high or too low emotionally. Okay, don't be too high or too low emotionally because too many people in today's world are just living a roller coaster ride where in the morning they'll wake up and some people will feel fantastic and then something will come to their minds and then they'll start feeling crappy and then later on in the day they'll eat something and they'll feel a little bit better and then someone will criticize their work and they'll feel bad again. It's like this roller coaster that goes up and down and you'll notice that there's a heavy reliance on everything external. And then people will ask me, Dennis, but memories. Don't memories play a part in who you are and who you're going to become? This is the truth right here. Your memories of who you were at, say, the age of 12 is different from who you actually were at 12. What it is it's a best guess reconstruction done by the brain. And each and every time you revisit a memory, it changes due to many different factors. So, attaching who you are today to who you once were makes no sense because there's no concrete answer to where you've been. Our past can many times border upon mythology. It's not a faithful record and not all the details are accurate. So, when you're unconsciously living your life based around memory, you must understand that these memories are not real. They are a best guess reconstruction by the brain. An important rule is don't perceive things based on what they are. Perceive things based on who you are becoming. Okay, this is important. So This rule should be lived by on a daily basis. When you're going about your day, don't perceive things based on what they are, okay? Perceive them based on who you're becoming. So I'm becoming a social butterfly. I'm becoming The Rock. I'm becoming a professional athlete. I'm becoming an intelligent being. Whatever new identity you want to carry with you and create, base your thinking and your perceptions around who you're becoming. How would a social butterfly see this situation? How would The Rock view this person? I bet you anything, those new identities are less judgmental. They are more neutral. So when we're talking about achieving a peaceful mind, let's go over the too high part. So being too high emotionally. Meaning, most of the time, we attach ourselves to external things, awaiting something good to happen throughout the day. We purchase something new, we eat a certain food, we await positive feedback from someone on what you did or how you look. We try a new supplement and we await its positive results. We play video games, we watch movies, anything that will lead to a good feeling. We are at the mercy of external things, circumstances, people, events, these sorts of things. It's a very dangerous place to be because you are a slave to those things. You need more of them. Why do you think people play so much video games? Because it gives them a feeling and they need more of it. They are attached, they are addicted. This stimulation will carry on throughout the next couple years. And if they can't get it from video games, they'll find it from somewhere else. When in fact, that true joy, that true happiness must come from within, not from without. Now we're talking about being too low. So being too low emotionally, meaning depression, numbness. We're stuck in the past and possibly learned helplessness towards future outcomes. Trying to numb out our repressed emotion and stuffing past events further away. We partake in meditation many times to try and bliss out and not think about things rather than using meditation to gain further clarity in the problem-solving process. You see the two different mindsets? One, you're trying to run away from something. A lot of people that meditate try to run away from something. Two, they're trying to gain further clarity in the problem-solving process. Which one are you? So, the goal today is to find the balance, is to find the neutralness, is to not rely on externals to dictate how you feel and how judgmental you become. Neutralness means internal peace. I judge my results less. I judge people less. I judge their words less. I know my self-worth and who I am. And I know that inner peace and inner joy are things that come from within, not without. That's very important, very important. Inner peace and inner joy should always come from within, not from without. It doesn't mean that you are emotionless. It means you no longer rely on anything external to provide you peace of mind and satisfaction. Do not become a slave to your external world and the perceptions of your mind. You were meant to see yourself as whole and perfect. You were meant to see yourself as whole and perfect, not relying on other people's judgments from the past, present, or the future. Now, during this transition, my friends, to becoming more neutral and not so high or low emotionally, there's going to be a healing crisis. When somebody goes through a transition, their bodies react to the interventions through crying, laughing. It's like a purging of the body. Okay? So when you're going through a process of change, you're going to find that your body reacts very, very strangely sometimes. You'll get these urges to cry and to laugh and all that sort of stuff, but understand that this is the body's way of releasing all the repressed emotions that you were feeling, that you were hiding in your body and your mind. When you can begin to find your own self-worth and why you're worthy, and your self-esteem grows and your self-concept changes, then you will begin to perceive everything in the outside world differently. It's important to understand that it's not so much the things outside, but it's the way we see ourselves. If I see myself as an anxious person, I will then distort people's information to fit that anxiousness. If I see myself as a neutral person, someone who's more calm and more has it more together and feels like they have a peaceful mind, then you know what? I will also distort people's information that they send towards me. And I will find the peace in whatever is in the outside world. It's so important to view yourself in a way that is more neutral. So warriors, I want to leave you with a final quote so that you can carry this with you throughout the day. You ready? Most people are at the mercy of their default settings that were installed into them during the early years of life. Love you all so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.